Hey y'all, it's Chloe and we're back with another video. Y'all, so I'm doing it, okay? This is Married at First Sight, Australia. And I wasn't gonna do it, but after I watched it, I was like, I like it. I don't know about y'all. Okay, maybe we ain't get to like the drama that everybody says too much of yet and all that good stuff. But until regular Married at First Sight come on, I'm doing Australia. Okay, so let's just jump right into it. The only thing that's really bothering me so far about this whole Australia situation is the narrating, okay? I cannot deal with the narrator, okay? Every time we get to a scene, she narrating the whole thing. I'm like, I can do without it, okay? I'm used to the experts saying their little bits and pieces every now and then, but it's actually like narrated like we reading a book, okay? Like this is a fairy tale situation, okay? So I'm just like, I don't know how I feel about it. It's up in the air so far, okay? But we're gonna have to just ride this wave and see what's happening. As always, this is a episode review, so we do the review how the episode went. All right, so let's just get started. We start off with the couples and they're in the rooms, of course. And no, not the couples, I'm sorry, the participants, okay? The participants are in individual rooms, the men and the women. And this is the first time that I actually saw Married at First Sight Australia. So it's a little different than regular Married at First Sight because the men and the women actually meet each other in the beginning of the process, which is very strange. It's different, but I enjoy it, okay? While they sitting down, we found out that there's a lesbian and amongst the women, okay? And she's like, is my wife in here? Is my bride to be in here? But she's not. So she's like, well, at least you guys don't have to worry about me trying to take your man. So they cheers to, not being able to take anyone's man, okay? And they're all, building a friendship because they're supposed to be able to support each other through this process. And I'm starting to think that, I'm not really sure, but I think that the women and the men, when they become couples, stay in the same house. I could be wrong, but I feel like that's the vibe that I'm getting so far. Might not be right, but that's the vibe that I'm getting. Okay, so this is a 10-week experiment. Now I'm like, whoo, y'all, they stretching it. Okay, we got 12 couples, 10 weeks. This is a lot. But let's just get into it. So we meet two couples this episode, and the couples we meet are Poppy, who is the 28-year-old single mom of twins, 2-year-old twins to be exact. Now, how I feel about that, I think she don't need to be on Married at First Sight. For one, her children are 2. They're twins. They need her the most right now. And I don't think running off to go find you a man to marry is the best thing to do at this point. But she's here nonetheless, and she's ready to get married to a stranger, okay? They match her with Luke, okay? Luke is also 38 years old, and he has 2 teenage daughters. So I guess the fact that they have kids is cool. But the fact that, Poppy's kids are 2 is a way big difference than the fact that his kids are, teenagers. So we just gonna have to see how that plays out. He says that being a father is everything. That's all he knows. So hopefully him being matched with Poppy is good, and he's able to bring the only thing that he knows to the relationship, which is being a father, okay? Also, the fact that Poppy, her husband left her when after she gave birth to her twins when they were 6 weeks old. I think that's crazy because like he left her. He had an affair with he was having an affair, and he told her that he didn't love her anymore and he was going to go live his his best life. I was sitting there like, oh, this is intense. So I would think that the last thing that she would want to do is go find her another man, a random man at that, and try to introduce them into her kid's life just out of nowhere, when like the relationship she had with their father like went down the way it went down. I think she needs to give it some time, build that bond with the kids, get everything situated with the father, and just see how everything else can flow. I don't think finding a man right now should be her number one priority, but for her it is. So we just gonna have to let that be that. So then we get Josh, okay? Now Josh is a single man or whatever, and he is in a he says that a lot of his relationships fell because of him, and he was some sort of a playboy, and he was always out with his friends, and he didn't take the time to spend that, take that energy and spend it with his woman, and he wished he would have gave her more because she left him. And I'm like, yeah, that's normally what will happen if someone's wanting attention from you and you don't give it to them. Then eventually they're gonna be like, what, ain't no point in staying in this relationship. relationship. And so now he's ready to commit and be a better man, and hopefully a better husband, okay? And he is matched with Kathy. Now, I like Kathy, okay? She's very sweet. She's a very pretty girl, and she's been hurt, okay? She discusses that one time she went on a date, I guess, that she met on like Tinder, and when the man met her, he said that she wasn't what he was looking for. And I'm just like, she's pretty, I don't know, what's the problem? And that on the Uber ride, he went on Twitter and unmatched himself from her and didn't talk to her the rest of the ride and was trying to find another date. Y'all, I was like, that has got to be the most, self-esteem breaking situation any person can ever be in. I could only imagine sitting there in a Uber ride with a man I just met after we done talked and we decided to go on a date, and he tells me that I am not what he thought I was, and he instantly unmatches me on the app that we met on and then looks for another date while I'm sitting right here. Y'all, that's some crazy stuff. So I can understand mentally why she would be like, a little messed up, okay? And her last relationship that she was in, which was a year and a half ago, her boyfriend was cheating on her. So that was a big thing for her. She just feels like, rejected. She doesn't feel like men want her. And I don't understand, because she's a pretty girl. Maybe because it looks like she had surgery done on her face. It may be like some men don't like that. It may come off superficial or fake to them. So that's the only thing that I could pick up from that whole situation, okay? So then we get to the scene where Poppy is telling her friends that, she's going to get married at first sight. And they're like, are you sure you want to marry a stranger? And she's like, well, I already married a stranger, talking about her ex-husband. And I'm like, well, dang, how long did you know this man? That you married him and had kids with him? Oh, yeah, I forgot he was living a secret life. So in that case, I guess he was some sort of a stranger, right? And then she says that the hardest thing is going to be, leaving her kids, and her friends are very concerned. Like, she cares and love her kids to death. This is going to be something very, very hard for her to get over, especially leaving them and them being so young. So I'm just like, this is a disaster waiting to happen, okay? Definitely a disaster waiting to happen. Okay, so this episode went pretty fast, okay? So now they're getting ready for their weddings, okay? And Poppy is like literally having a whole meltdown, okay? She is like tripping, okay? She's tripping. She's like nervous. She's like, oh my God, I don't think I want to do this. I don't think I can go through with this. I want to go home with my kids. And it's looking at this point, like this is not going to happen, okay? Now you have Kathy, and Kathy's over there getting ready for her wedding or whatever, and she's holding up pretty good. She's ready. She's excited. She's telling her friends that she was dreaming about a guy, okay? She's dreamed about a guy with light hair and a guy with green or blue eyes, and she's dreaming about this guy, and she hopes that's the guy that she's gonna get when she walks down the aisle. And y'all already know that Josh is a nice looking guy with blue eyes, okay? So I feel like somebody already sprinkled some seasonings onto her and let her know what was going on. I'm not beat, okay? It seemed like somebody was out here, giving out some information. Just saying. But overall, they're getting ready to go to the weddings, and I'm gonna say this: their weddings are really, really nice. The space is really, really nice, like the woods. Oh my God, it's beautiful. Okay, I was just like, oh my God, like I don't know if it's because like it's in Australia. It just didn't look tacky. You know how like the regular married at first sight weddings sometimes just look real tacky, like they just threw in some, some stuff into a space and had a wedding. This looked like it had, a little bit of thought to it. So I can appreciate it. I really could appreciate it. It was really cute. First wedding we attend is Poppy and Luke, okay? Now, their arch, the log arch, oh my God, I loved it. It was to die for, but that's not the point, okay? When she walks down the aisle, the first thing she asks Luke is, what's your zodiac sign? And I'm like, okay, here we go. And I think he said he was in Scorpio, and she's happy about that. I guess she's into, zodiac signs and stuff. Like, there are a lot of people who really believe in these zodiac signs, and she must be one of them. And he's like, okay, so what are you? And she's like, I'm an Aquarius. And he's like, okay, I don't know what that means, but okay. So the whole time during the whole ceremony, they're like giggling and laughing and having fun. And then something happened when it was time for him to give his vows, okay? Poppy begins to like freak out in the inside on her face. Like you can see it. Like you can tell she started to get worried. Okay, she started to realize that this is happening. Now I'm going to just say this quiet as it's kept. I think it was because it really set into her that he wasn't as attractive as she wanted him to be. That's what I was thinking at the time. I could be wrong, but that's what I'm thinking, okay? I was like, you not low, you just not really that attracted, and you gonna blame it on your kids. Because let me tell you, I bet if he was drop dead gorgeous with a nice body and everything, she wouldn't have been tripping like that, okay? She probably would have been missing her kids, but I don't think it would have been that intense at that moment. Just saying. But anyway, their ceremony was nice. The vows was cool. I'm not about to get into all of that. We're gonna keep it moving. When we get to Kathy and Josh's wedding, you know, Josh is standing there and he's ready. And then when Kathy comes in, and I mean, she looks beautiful. Okay, her hair, her makeup, her dress is a whole freaking look. Okay, I don't know what they did to her, but that was not the. I mean, it was definitely the same girl. You could tell but. It was a look. It was a whole look. Like I need somebody to come hook me up like that, okay? But when she walked down the aisle, he's just like, oh my God, she is beautiful. The instant connection that they had towards each other was cute, okay? And he said something in his vows that I thought was the cutest thing. He said, I was toward stranger danger, but all that went out the window when I decided to marry you. And I was like, that is so cute. I don't know why it was so cute to me, and it made me happy, so I'm saying it, okay? Cute. They said their vows and everything was cool, everything went nice. The instant attraction, you could tell, is there, okay? They both really think that the other person is hot. Physical attraction is definitely there. So we know that physical attraction can sometimes, you know, play tricks on the mind, and then you meet a whole different person later on down the line. So we're just gonna leave an open book for them and just figure out how this is gonna go. So we get to a scene, and in this scene, Kathy is basically leaving Luke by himself because she's still having a freaking panic attack. But this time she's like walking around and going crazy, and then she comes over to him and she talks to him about, you know, like, do you have kids? And he's like, yeah, I have 2 daughters. She's like, I have 2 young sons. And he's like, well, that's good. So he's, you know, he's fine with the fact that she has 2 young sons, but she's not here for her, okay? He's trying to reassure her that it's okay, but she keeps saying like, oh, I don't know what I'm doing, I don't know what I'm doing. And you can tell, like, he gets to the point where he like, this is too much for me. I'm gonna just have to, like, you know, see how this go. But she doing a little bit of the most right now, okay? You can tell that's what was going on. Meanwhile, over at the Katie and Josh reception, they are living like their best life, okay? They are like instantly clicking, okay? They are having fun. They are talking. You know, Kathy is telling him about her last relationship where she got cheated on, and he's like, I would never cheat. And I'm like, sure, Playboy, you would never cheat. But that's all she needed to hear, because they need to reassure her that, you know, he's a committed man, okay? He's committed. And that's what she needs to hear, because she's been cheated on so many times, okay? Everything seems to be going fine, but she's the type of girl who needs reassurance, okay? She's the girl that needs to be reassured that she's beautiful. She's the girl that needs to be reassured that, you know, she is what he wants, because that's the only thing that she's worried about the whole time. It's like, I'm into him, I like him, I just hope he feels the same. I'm into him, I like him, I just hope he feels the same. And I'm just sitting here like, how could you think he doesn't? Like, he's clearly crushing on you hard, girl, hard. But I think she needs to hear it, okay? When we get to Luke and Poppy's reception, y'all, it's like a train wreck, okay? It's like a train wreck. It just happened, okay? The train came, knocked it out. That was it. They ended. I mean, this girl is walking around the whole reception crying, okay? Walking around the whole reception crying, saying she want to go home. And you can see that Luke is sitting there like, yeah, my patience is running thin, okay? He said it himself. This is a train wreck, okay? He's like, I don't know what's going on, but I'm not here for all of this, okay? I want to get married, and, you know, I think he think that it was about him, because I think it was about him too, and she was trying to cover it up, but I'm going to just keep it at that. So, her friends come over to her, and they interfere, because at the point they like, this is a mess. We got to get this girl together, okay? So they take her to the side, and they give her a pep talk, and they tell her, like, he's a good guy. He seems genuine. genuine. You should really give it a shot. Because I'm thinking, like, they know it's not about them kids, okay? That's why they kept saying he's genuine, he's a nice guy. You need to really give it a shot. Because they know deep down inside that she was not really happy with his looks. That's just my opinion. Once again, I could be wrong, but then again, that's just my opinion. So she goes back in, and the pep talk worked because now they are enjoying themselves, okay? They are finally getting to know each other just a little bit. And you know, they're talking about drinking, and who doesn't like drinking? And when we talk about drinking, everything becomes fun, right? So they're on a better note as of right now. And then we get back over to Kathy and Josh, and Kathy and Josh are sitting down, and you know, she's still talking about how she's not sure if he's attracted to her, and he's sitting there saying that he's not sure if she's attracted to him, and they both feeling the same exact way. I'm like, what are they seeing that we're not seeing? Because it's we can clearly see that they're into each other. So they go and they sit down, they have a nice cute little conversation by the fire about how they're attracted to each other, and now they both are happy, and they share a nice intimate kiss. And I'm like, okay, I see where this is going. It looks like love at first sight. It's cute though. I'm not gonna say it's kind of cheesy, but it was cute. I appreciate it. Y'all don't understand, but y'all get it. Y'all get it. And Poppy pulls Luke to the side, and she's telling him, like, you know, I apologize for the way everything happened. You know, I was having a meltdown, and it's not towards you. And Luke is just like relieved that it wasn't towards him, because, you know, deep down inside he was thinking that it was towards him, even though I still think deep down inside that it was towards him, but we're gonna keep moving. And you know, they finally, you know, start building a bond together, and now everyone's going to their hotel rooms. The two couples are in their hotel rooms, and they decide where they're going to sleep. And I'm gonna just say this off the I'm gonna just say this how I ended, or whatever the case may be. Definitely Josh and Kathy, they definitely did it. I'm not even gonna hold you. If they didn't, I'll be surprised, but they did it. The episode was pretty cool, y'all. I mean, I enjoyed it for what it was. It was definitely like the wedding day that we always get when it comes to Married at First Sight. It was a little bit different than normal, but overall it's the same concept, same theme, same, you know, stuff happening, and I can appreciate it. So we just gonna have to see if, you know, Australia love is just like American love. I don't know if that's a thing, but we here now, so we might as well just, you know, ride this out. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. Tell me if you watched this episode and did you like it. I'll holler at you guys later. Peace.